Okay, let's just get this started. Okay, it's my second video, WrestleMania Night 2, WrestleMania 40, and I'm not gonna lie. WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, put it all together in one package. It's the best WrestleMania of all time. Night 2 might be the best night of wrestling of all time. It was amazing from start to finish. You start with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Their entrances phenomenal. I thought we were getting broken dreams from McIntyre. We're not there yet. Um, but this match, McIntyre hits the Claymore right away. My wife's going, "Oh my gosh!" I was out in the kitchen. I think I was grabbing us a drink. And she's like, "He hit the Claymore!" So run in, 1, 2, kicks out. I was like, "Oh my god!" Geez, I thought we were gonna get a Daniel Bryan kind of thing with Sheamus, but no, we don't. It would have been a cool callback, but also we want to see this match. And then it was just full steam ahead. Seth Rollins doing double duty, having a buggered up knee, a buggered up back. He looked great. His stomps from everywhere. McIntyre hitting claymores left and right. It was so good. And McIntyre finally wins with 2 claymores. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins, like, tears in his eyes, saying like, "You effing deserve it," and it's phenomenal. And I'm like, this is so good. And then you see McIntyre look over at CM Punk, and like he said, he was going to put that title right in his face, and he does, which pisses off Punk, who sweeps his leg. Punk starts battering him. He takes off the brace on his arm, puts it on the other arm. Boom, clothesline to the face, and then Damian Priest. I just watched Raw, so it was bondage Undertaker, as Drew McIntyre likes to say. This is just going to help his character, to be honest with you. He comes down, he gets his like sitting choke slam thing. 1, 2, 3. Judgment Day now have the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, the Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest wins it. I thought it was great. My wife's like, "This is so unfair." 5 minutes? What? I hate that guy. We watched him live, and she was like, Damian Priest is like a lot larger than life, and she's like, "This is crazy." But cashing in on Drew McIntyre, a Scotsman, nope, pissed her right off. And for me too, I was like, oh, I want McIntyre to have that title, but he got his moment, and then this is just storyline based. It's gonna be great. They're setting up storylines already, and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre are gonna be at it. God, it just more character work for Drew McIntyre. Like during the match, he went over and he grabbed his wife's phone and he tweeted, "Bored at work." It's on Twitter. And then 2 hours later, obviously after Damian Priest cashes in, FUCK. He replies to his own tweet. So, oh man, what a great way to start WrestleMania 40 Night 2. Damian Priest is your new World Heavyweight Champion. And then we move on to the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley versus Final Testament. I think that's what AOP and Karrion Kross is. And this is just a pure street fight. Kendo sticks, tables, all this stuff. Everyone hits their big spots. Bubba Ray Dudley's in there. He gets to put the glasses on. He teaches the Street Profits how to do the WhatsApp, where Devon used to go to the top of the turnbuckle, jump down, headbutt you in the groin. So they do that. It's great. He does the get the tables, and they all smack each other, and then the table breaks, but that's okay. It's kind of funny. They set up another table, and holy crap, what a frog splash. And Street Profits and Bobby Lashley win in a fun match. There's nothing down. Every match here is a recommend. This is probably the worst match out of all the matches. And if that's the worst match out of all the matches, you're in for a great night. So then I think the next one was AJ Styles and LA Knight. AJ Styles had new music. I don't know. I really like his one that he debuted with. So it'll take me a little bit to adjust to it. But that was cool. LA Knight got a big reception, and the whole crowd was behind LA Knight. And this undoubtedly was LA Knight's best match. And it was probably AJ Styles. It might be AJ Styles' best match at WrestleMania, which is crazy because he's wrestled some great guys. Need my coffee. So yeah, this is a phenomenal match, and LA Knight wins. I don't really know what to say about this one. It was just fast paced right away. AJ Styles just beelines it right to LA Knight, and they start battling. There are suplexes off the top rope. You could tell like how AJ was setting up the one where LA Knight suplexes him off, but AJ Styles does like a full flip, and he like does an extra like push off the top rope so he could land on his stomach. That was so cool. LA Knight jumping from the bottom rope up to the top. I know my wife was just in awe of AJ Styles. She's like, I can't even think about trying to climb the ropes, let alone going from the ring in one bounce up to the top rope, in one bounce off doing like, oh, he did the 450 splash. It was crazy. And I was like, nope. I would have tripped. I would have tripped before I even got to the outside to even try to get up to the top of the ropes. It was phenomenal, as AJ Styles is, and he does the job for LA Knight, so like his push isn't done. This is probably the best match for him, knowing what happens later on with the triple threat. I know everyone wanted Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I much prefer this AJ Styles versus LA Knight, this beef. It was great, phenomenal match, so good. Then we go into the triple threat match, and this is why it doesn't make sense for LA Knight to be there, because I wanted to keep the title on Logan Paul, which he does. The start of the match is great. Logan Paul is over the top with his entrance. Kevin Owens has the ECW theme, which is great. He has his golf cart. He goes and picks up Randy Orton, and they come down together. Just batter Logan Paul until Randy Orton goes for the RKO out of nowhere on Kevin, and he's like, oh, oopsies, I did it. And Kevin's like, I guess we might as well fight now, yeah? And it was, yeah. So then they fight, big triple threat. Big moves from everyone. Logan Paul does like, I forget what it's called, where he goes from the top rope and he like springboards. He springboards over. Yeah, springboards over and he does like a double clothesline on him, and that was cool. I don't know what it's called. Slingshot clothesline, maybe? I have no idea. It was cool. And then the match just plays out. The Prime Bottle gets involved. It's that I Show Speed. I don't know. I think he's one of the like over the top YouTubers, and he starts barking at Randy Orton, and Randy just full on like Spartan kicks the hell out of him, which was awesome, super awesome. And he like rips the Prime like costume off him, and then he RKOs him on the announcer's table, and it's so good. It's so good. Thank you, Randy. And then it's just a finisher fest at the end. Randy hitting stuff, KO hitting stuff, and then Logan Paul hitting a 5-star frog splash onto Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3. Brass knucks played a part in this as well, but even at the finish, it was just Logan Paul taking advantage of the triple threat rules. I loved it. This was such a good match. Was it as good as the IC title triple threat match from last year? No. But was it a good match? Was it better than what we would have got if it was LA Knight versus Logan Paul? I think so. Triple threat allowed Logan Paul to hit his spots that he needed, and then you got a good story between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and I think we'll have a gentlemanly like, let's have a little feud with us, and then we'll move on to Logan Paul as well. Again, complete recommend. Then we go to Io Sky versus Bayley, and this was the best women's match on the card. It was better than Becky versus Rhea, and I'm not going to lie, this might be better than what Charlotte and Rhea did at the previous year's WrestleMania. That's how good it was. The storytelling within it, damage control stays behind, and Io Sky hits moonsault after moonsault. Bayley throws different moves out there, and there's near falls. There was this crazy... Bayley tries to go for the rose plant, and you think she hits it, but Io counters it and does like a freaking flip and lands on her feet and just smiles at her. It was those little things, and it was just back and forth. I know I'm going quick. I don't want this video to be too long. And it was just like on the edge of your seat. And this really got me for the final match as well, because Bayley just wouldn't give up. She kept kicking out. Io tried to do a bunch of things. She did a moonsault from the bottom turnbuckle, middle, top. She hit everything in her arsenal, and Bayley kept on going, and she won. She won the title, and it's so awesome, right? So Bayley wins. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, best women's match in a year, maybe longer. That had me worried for the main event, because you just had another title change just before, and you had the Sami Zayn thing the previous night, and then you know, like, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to dethrone this champion. And Bayley just did it as well. And she just wouldn't stay down. And what we were going to get between Roman and Cody. And this was probably the best main event of WrestleMania history. It was. And it was tale of two tapes. There was the 1v1 Cody versus Roman for the first like 30-something minutes. Outstanding. If they kept it like that, outstanding. It'd still probably be my favorite main event of all time. It was so good. These guys have such good chemistry. And then you have the final like 10 minutes where it was pure chaos and run-ins, and it was everything that you wanted. The entrances were phenomenal. Roman just looking like the biggest star there is. Cody having the skull mask, which we found out later was designed by the guy who helped Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, design all his stuff, which is so cool. Brandy Rhodes comes out with him. She gets a pop. It's crazy. I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. Come down to the ring, and it's just 1v1 to start. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. Like, it's Bloodline rules. Roman just going, I'm doing this. And the fight's on right away. There was no slow bit. There was no slow build like the previous night. It was just go, go, go. Roman Reigns hits a crossroads at one point and gets a 1-2, and he turns to Paul Heyman and he basically said, I told you this move is trash. Ain't nobody winning a match with this move, which was so cool. His trash talk was on point. Cody Rhodes hit a bunch of spears. The crossroads, that frickin' where he jumps off the top rope and does the kick to the face, Pele kick kind of thing. He hits like his own version of like the RKO. I don't know. It was so good, so good. They got some weapons involved as well, and then the chaos. Cody Rhodes, 1 crossroad, 2 crossroad. Jimmy super kicks him to the face. I'm like, no, it's happening again. Then Jay comes out. They battle on the ramp, and Jay spears Jimmy like 15 feet up through a bunch of tables. That was so cool. And we're like, okay, we're just getting started. Fighting. Cody has to kick out a bunch of times again, and then he hits the crossroads again. 1, 2, Solo Sikoa, Samoan Spike. 1, 2, kick out. Solo's yelling at Roman. They hit the spike and the Samoan Spike and the spear at the same time. 1, 2, Cody kicks out again. I'm like, this is going nuts. I'll try to be quiet because my wife's our son's asleep, but it's just I'm just going wild during this time. And then what happens from that? John Cena comes out. Of course he does. The Avengers assemble. John Cena comes out. He AA's Roman Reigns, and then he goes to Sikoa and he AA's him through the announce tables, and then The Rock comes out and he's swearing up a storm and he's looking beef and he's the final boss and he's pissed off. He gets in the ring. Cena, Rock, face to face. They look one way, they look the other way, and it's amazing. We're like, oh my god, it's happening again. John Cena does the "you can't see me." He goes to swing. Rock blocks at rock bottom. Oh, so cool. And then the Shields music hits, and then I turned and I was like, there's no way. Like, he's in AEW. Is John Moxley here? Dean Ambrose? No. And then that little fan of me went to like this, like the chaos, right? The crazy. It wasn't. It was Seth Rollins in the Shield gear, which makes total sense storyline wise. Roman, and he goes to go after The Rock. It's a distraction. Roman Reigns spears him, and then The Rock's about to take the belt. He takes the belt off. He's about to whip Cody, and then dong, the Undertaker shows up. Lights go down. Comes back up. Boom. Choke slams The Rock. Lights go down. Let's go back. Rock's gone. Undertaker's gone. It's just Roman and Cody. There's a chair there. Roman grabs the chair and he stands up and he's looking at Cody, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's he gonna do? And then you see out of the corner of your eye Seth Rollins slowly getting up, back turned to Roman. And then it's the callback for 10 years ago. Plan B. Seth Rollins turns on the Shield. He hits Roman in the back using the chair. He's wearing the Shield gear, and Roman can't help himself. It's his Achilles heel. You've seen at the Royal Rumble. He talks about it like, you did this to me. You created me. And Seth Rollins, a while ago, said like to Cody Rhodes, I will be your shield. And when people say pure cinema, it is. And he turns and he wallops Seth Rollins with the chair. And he does the ooh-ah, and he goes for the spear, and it gives Cody time to counter. And then 1 crossroad, 2 crossroad. He picks him up. 3 crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Holy crap. Cody Rhodes wins the title Baby faces come down. Triple H comes down. Everyone's celebrating. With Brandy's in there. Everyone. It's so good. The only person they were missing is his brother, which can't because contractually it makes sense. It would have been cool if he could have just joined him in there. But he won. He won the title, and it was just pure chills, pure cinema. Roman Reigns, like, this is long-term storytelling, as long-term storytelling could be, and there's callback to the past. You don't forget about it, and his hatred for Seth Rollins and ruining the Shield and what they had built together was ultimately the downfall to the Tribal Chief, and he loses the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Wow. What an amazing main event. What an amazing WrestleMania. And then obviously on Raw, there's carryover because The Rock is coming for Cody because he was the one who beat him night one, which we knew was going to make sense. And we have to get Rock versus Roman now, right? It's gotta be it. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, Roman could be the babyface. He could, because on Raw he got a thank you Roman. What a title reign, and what a way to go out. He was the MVP Saturday night, and he brought it on Sunday as well. It's phenomenal. Best WrestleMania of all time. I'm so glad I watched it. Comment down below your thoughts on WrestleMania 40, Night 2, and Night 1, and what the future holds. I'm excited for it. Take care, everyone.